Hey everyone, I wanted to pop on and do a quick video here for you about some other elements that you can add to your Google Sites. I am going to work on this other page here, the resources page, and show you a couple other things down here that you can add. So we've gone over all of these elements up here, and I want to show you some other handy tools that I have used pretty often. So I'm going to just add a text box here. And I'm just going to put a title, change it to heading, and then I want to show you two things down here that I use a lot when I'm building pages. One is buttons and another is dividers. So if you're making a page where you're adding a lot of links and you don't want to use text, you don't want to just type in the text to have them be links, you can use buttons. So buttons are an easy way to kind of add a graphical element without having to know anything about graphic design. So say I have a typing button and then I link it to a website. So a lot of times when I'm building buttons, I will just link it to a page that already exists on my website just so I can lay out the buttons, and then I'll go back and edit the link to what I actually want it to link to, like a website or a Google Doc or PDF or something like that. So I'm going to add a couple buttons doing that same thing and show you how to sort of lay out the buttons once they're on the page. Okay, so I'm just going to do 3 just to start. So typing, coding, and I'll just do video, and I'll just do the same link for all 3. And I want to show you, so by default they show up in 3 different sections on the page like you can see here. So this is just like we've been reviewing with every other element you add to the website. And just like any other element, you can drag and drop them to these sort of sections, right? We talked about how, think about a web page in columns and how Google Sites is trying to get you to use sort of a grid when you're dragging and dropping things. You can see when you click and hold, you get this sort of grid that shows up on your whole entire page. You can see it everywhere. So I'm thinking about buttons in whenever I do something like this, I'm always thinking in column views. So do you want, 2 column, 3 column, 4 column, whatever you're going to do. And then also take into consideration, what are you typing in the button? So if you're typing something that's more than 1 word and you have 3 buttons going across, my recommendation is that the buttons are of the same size for consistency, for ease of your viewer's eyes. You gotta think about your viewer when they're viewing your website. And then when you're done, what you can do is you can preview what it's going to look like on a computer, on a tablet, on a phone. These are pretty short words and they all look fine in this size button, which I like. Okay, so then I want to just show you when you click on the button, I don't know if you noticed before, you get this little editing bar and it's asking if you want the button to be filled, outlined, or just text. So right now it's filled. Outlined would look like that, so you just have a green outline, and then text would just be, it functions like a button, but it just looks like text. I'm going to keep it as filled, and I want to also point out that it is getting this color from, if you remember, from the theme color that I chose. So I chose the theme simple, and I chose the color to be green. If you had a different color, then your button would be a different color. All right, and then I can go ahead and make this link go to whatever tool or website or document that I'm using. I'm just doing this for an example here, and I would just edit that link and paste in where I want the button to go. All right, so I'll do the same thing for the other 2 just so you can see. Whenever I'm linking a website, I always go to the website, visit the website, copy it, and paste it. I never type the URL in because I don't want to make a mistake, and that is my recommendation to you as well. And then I'm just going to leave this one blank because I really don't have a link there. I just wanted to show you what it looked like to have 3 buttons. Okay, So that is how you add buttons. And one other thing I want to show you, kind of an added thing that I use all the time, are dividers. Dividers are a nice visual way to break up your page. So if you have buttons or text or lots of text or videos, or you have different sections that you want to break up, say you have a resources section or something. Remember, we talked about using the colors. And say you have two layers of buttons and then you have another section down here. It might be nice to break up the page with these divider lines. So just for this example, I'm going to just duplicate these sections to show you what I mean. You might have a web page that has some kind of design like this, maybe, maybe not. And the divider is a nice option for breaking up the page. It's a graphical element that is used in web design all the time, and they are very easy. You add them to your page. If you don't want them, you delete them. If you want to move them, you just drag and drop them wherever you want. All right, I'm going to preview that so you can see what that looks like. And full screen, I'm going to do the computer just so you can see. And the divider, it's very faint. I might not use the divider when I have this big section color here, but you can get the point. I just wanted to show you what it looks like.